I see some homies here who came to my TED Talk. I'm glad y'all could take some time away from getting stoned and playing Xbox. I tried to dress up a little, but they were closed at the turtleneck spot, and I'm trying to party after this, so I just dressed up for the next spot. Y'all are looking at me like I can't believe they booked dumb. I'm looking at y'all like reads a Malcolm Gladwell book once. They told me, look, dumb, you might look dumb, but I told them I'm gonna make my mama proud like a good son. I'm gonna body Ted like a kid going to sleep on his waterbed. I'm gonna battle rap, TED Talk, and genre bend. I'm a vet. I could do this with my eyes closed. I've been on Tinder for like 5 years, so what's another slideshow? This is all freestyle. I don't even need rehearsing. If Ted was a real life person, he'd be a virgin. That's what I would say. That's what a quick demonstration of how I would battle Ted if he was a real life person. But he's not, so don't be offended. No one got hurt. When I was 15 years old, I went through a bunch of terrible rap names until I landed on Dumbfounded. Yeah, that was the best option somehow. I was a teenager searching for his identity, and I happened to find it in hip-hop, specifically battle rap. I was this skinny, nerdy class clown who would get bullied a lot, and I mixed my love for hip-hop and comedy to avoid getting beat up. I would verbally destroy my bullies and always had the last laugh, and then got beat up after. Whoever said sticks and stones may break my bones, but words can never hurt me was bullshitting, because that shit definitely could hurt you. I loved hip-hop. It was raw, unfiltered, and it was unapologetically black, which actually helped me become unapologetically Asian. But before all of that, you know, I wasn't proud to be Asian. It wasn't necessarily that I was ashamed to be Asian. I didn't understand what it meant to be Asian. Ironically, I grew up in Koreatown, Los Angeles, the largest population of Koreans after Korea, so you would think I had this Korean shit figured out. But I actually didn't. And it seemed a lot of the kids in my neighborhood did. They weren't just Asian. They were super Asian. We called them AZN. Because obviously Asian was too long of a word that it had to be shortened. AZNs had dragon or koi fish tattoos, drove and raced import cars, and could run through a pack of Parliament lights in one parking lot sitting, or better yet, squatting. But most importantly, they were proud of their heritage, everything I wasn't at the time. And the truth is, I just couldn't relate. I was this Asian kid, Asian skater who grew up with black and Latino kids and attended underground hip-hop events. So underground that we never even took one high-resolution photo. And my parents didn't help me through this awkward stage either. You know, they were too busy chasing the American dream, which ultimately destroyed our family. My dad was an alcoholic who fought with my mom every day until I was like 14 years old, and they split. And which allowed me a lot of freedom, and I didn't have a lot of self-disciplinary figures in my household. But on the positive side, it allowed me to have the freedom to explore the city, soak into culture, and ultimately meet the people that would change my life. I remember the first time I got in a battle. It was a freshman year in high school, and we were freestyling during lunchtime. We were in a circle, everybody spinning their rhymes, and this one kid next to me all of a sudden spit a rhyme directed at me. He said, "I chew up these rappers like juicy fruit. Shout out to the homie here, Lucy Lou." Uncanny resemblance. Yeah. But I remember that, and this is an interesting bit that Dave Chappelle did a couple years ago. He said he saw this white comedian on stage that was getting heckled, and the white comedian got so pissed that he called this African-American woman in the crowd the N-word. And this was caught on camera phone, and everything had spread and made headlines. But Dave Chappelle said when he saw that dude on stage, he himself knew he was 80% comedian and 20% black, because although he was hurt, the first thing that ran through his head is like, damn, this dude is having a terrible set. And that's how I felt when I got called Lucy Lou. I felt like I was 80% battle rapper and 20% Asian, because the first thing that ran through my head was like, God damn, that was good, think of something fast. So the first line I thought, I was like, yeah, bitch, I am Lucy Lou. I'll twist your neck like a Rubik's Cube and put my foot in your ass without using lube. I felt like Shakespeare. But I heard the oohs and ahs. I immediately got addicted. And, it's amazing. Like, it was this feeling. But most importantly, I found the first thing I could identify myself as. I was a battle rapper. And battle rap gave me identity. And you know you're really passionate about something when you're out in the city, going around and you're battling grown men using mean poetry, and then you come home with a smile on your face without making a single dime, and you're like, all in a day's work. That's how I felt. That's how I felt. I came home. So after I became the best battle rapper in my high school, you know, I was feeling myself, and my friend told me about this like open mic in South Central Los Angeles called Project Blowed. This was in a legendary neighborhood of Leimert Park, and this was home to the best rappers in the city of Los Angeles. Even people from out of town and rappers from out of town would come here. This was a weekly open mic to test their skills. So me, being a young, cocky, arrogant rapper that I was, stepped up and battled the first guy I saw there, and I instantly got destroyed. It was humbling, a little bit traumatizing, and it made me go back to the drawing board. You know, this place didn't care if you were Asian, brown, black, or white. They just cared if you were whack or tight, you know? And this is where, you know, battle rap taught me humility. They even had this open mic sign-up sheet where you can perform a song on stage, but this wasn't a regular open mic. If the host encouraged the crowd to start chanting, "Please pass the mic," if you were whack, like during your song, and you'd have to just get off stage. So, you know, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna bring some heat. So I prepared a song, my best song. It was called Wizard of LA. It was a song talking about the city of Los Angeles using Wizard of Oz references. Some real gangster shit. I just knew it would kill. I went on stage, started performing, 15 seconds in, "Please pass the mic." It was like they practiced this shit, like in a choir or something. Motherfuckers were harmonizing and shit. "Please pass the mic." But it was reminiscent to the Apollo Theater in Harlem, where people boo cats off stage if they're not feeling you. And, you know, I think there's two ways people kind of take this instant criticism. First, the performer might get mad, and they're like, "F y'all don't know talent if it slapped you in the face." Second, it lights a fire under your ass, and you come back every week making sure you don't get booed. And that's what a place like Project Blow did for me. It gave me thick skin. You know, it sharpened my sword. It was my dojo. It was my Hogwarts of rap. It was my Hogwarts. Keep it coming with all the gangster references right there. Hogwarts of rap. All right. Yeah, so, you know, eventually I come week after week, and I became a part of this family that I'm still part of today. And I started kind of getting good at battle rap, and I started battling people on a national scale, people from all over the world. And I noticed one thing. I noticed all the opponents that I was battling, they didn't have much knowledge about Asian people. They would hit me with the same stereotypes over and over again, and I would get hit with the same 4 Asian celebrities over and over again. But of course, we're in 2020 now, the post-Crazy Rich Asians era, so there's at least 6 Asian celebrities they can call me. Times have changed. Times have changed. Yeah, and another thing started happening. All the ASEAN kids from my neighborhood that once alienated me started coming up to me and giving me props, like, "Yo, thanks for holding it down for our people. You're representing." And in the words of that prez, it became bigger than hip-hop. That's where I realized I was representing and giving a voice to a lot of people who might not have had a voice. And man, that's when battle rap taught me pride. It gave me pride. I felt like I was a Boy Scout that earned his ASEAN badge. You know what I mean? By the way, I think this character from Up was Korean, actually. Shout out to Pixar. But also, it wasn't one-sided. I would battle a lot of people from different ethnic backgrounds, too, and I caught myself resorting to the same stereotypes. So battle rap taught me about my own ignorance as well. Battle rap is debate. It's theater. It's spoken word, rap, stand-up, all in one. It's a dialogue. It requires a lot of listening, and it requires a lot of understanding of your opponents and the people you're battling. But ultimately, it's a lot of setups to get to a few punchlines. And to get to that punchline, you have to understand a lot of people, and you have to earn that punchline. I feel like my life has been a series of hit and misses, but I took that shot, and every shot brought me closer to that punchline. A good punchline is when an audience is not expecting that, and I was something that they weren't expecting, you know? So I encourage everybody to take those shots, you know what I'm saying, and get to the front line so you'll have your chance to spit your punchline. Thank y'all. Yeah.